You can get your headphones in matter of 7-8 minutes. Why would you wait for a day on Amazon?
You can get pretty much anything delivered to your home in 10 minutes thanks to Quick Commerce app.
Especially the quick commerce, for instance, are truly one of the kind of innovation that only India has.
I think quick commerce is overall a better e-commerce model.
Grocery is one of those things that we need every day. We can avoid all other things, but grocery is an everyday thing in India. Why? Because in India, we believe in eating fresh homemade food every day. And fresh food means fresh vegetables, lentils, rice, flour or milk, eggs, bread, etc. And this habit of fresh grocery comes down to us from our parents. Even now, my mom won't let me order any veggies from any quick commerce app. But I think she has finally realized that her daughter is too lazy to just go to the market. And this is just not my problem. In India, there are 780 million internet users, where average Indian person spends 7.3 hours per day on their smartphone, one of the highest in the world. So if we are spending so many hours on our phones, why would we step outside to buy something when we know it will be delivered to our doorstep in just 10 to 15 minutes? And as I said, I'm not the only lazy person who can't step out to buy groceries. In 2022, India's customer spending was more than $2,049 billion. And you won't believe that 35% of overall annual FMCG sales comes from rural places. Hi, I'm Hiral and welcome to Level Up with Hiral, where we talk everything about entrepreneurship and break down complex business topics, startups and industries so that you can level up your business quicker. Well, coming back, the struggle isn't limited to just FMCG sector. It stretches across other categories as well. We've gotten so used to having things delivered to our doorstep that now we expect everything to come quickly. There are plenty of options to make that happen, but what we don't realize is that as these options increase, they are all competing to become the most appealing choice for the customers. And who are these target customers? They are either the lazy ones or the busy ones. People who don't have the time or energy to go out and struggle for whatever they need. And the shocking part is that in this fight between quick commerce and e-commerce, we can observe e-commerce is losing its position day by day. But why? How is quick commerce reaching the heights of its business? And in this battle, why is e-commerce losing even after having such a great variety of options? What sector is expected to grow in the coming years? And how many competitors are there in this battle? These are a few questions that we will be answering in this video, so stay with us till the end. But अब ये तो पक्का है कि इन बिल्लियों की लड़ाई में बंदर ही दूध पी के जाएगा. What I mean is, इस बैटल का फैसला चाहे जो भी हो, आखिर तो consumers का ही फायदा होना है. So let's see how consumers and potential entrepreneurs will benefit from this fight. Whether you're a business owner or a potential buyer, we all love to know where the crowd is headed. And it's important because we always want to go for the best option. Whether it's about buying a Birkin bag or checking the upcoming Nike collection. And when we are talking about trends, then it is important to check what the analytics says. According to the NIQ Shopper Trends 2024 report, 31% of urban Indian shoppers now rely on quick commerce for their primary grocery needs, while 39% use it for top-up purchases. Commenting on emerging shopping needs, Mitesh Dabrai, Executive Director of Consumer and Marketing Insights at NIQ in India, said shoppers today are more discerning, price-conscious and channel-agnostic than ever before. The doubling of quick commerce usage signals an urgent need for FMCG brands to prioritize convenience and speed while simultaneously addressing value perceptions. With 87% of shoppers feeling the impact of rising food prices, businesses must focus on strategy pricing and promotions to maintain shopper loyalty. Also, Ayush Gupta, who heads KRBL's domestic market that makes staples like India Gate rice, says that the sales of staples through these new quick commerce channels are growing 100% quarter on quarter. On the other hand, growth in Kirana stores is about 10%, though on a larger base, he says. Meanwhile, spice maker MTR said 9% of its sales comes from quick commerce. Moreover, a recent study by Bain & Company highlights the explosive growth of quick commerce in India, where orders have doubled over the past year. This segment now represents 40 to 50% of the total e-grocery market in the country. However, the data also reveals that most of these orders, around 80%, come from just the top 10 cities, emphasizing its popularity in Tier 1 metro areas. But here the question also arises, is this market big enough to allow a space for all the competitors? In India, online grocery market is expected to grow massively from 4,540 million US dollars in 2022 to more than 76,000 million by 2032 with a compound annual growth rate of 32%. This makes the market large enough to accommodate all the competitors with huge potential for growth in the coming years. But that raises the question, where did quick commerce come from and how is it replacing the traditional e-commerce so quickly? Till now, we have understood that customers are online, they want to buy from brands, they have the spending power and they need products delivered to their doorstep. And both e-commerce and quick commerce cater to these needs. But how has quick commerce managed to pull ahead of e-commerce so rapidly? Before we dive deep into how quick commerce changed the game, let's understand that when this competitor entered the market. Quick commerce made its way into the market when India still largely relied on kirana stores for daily needs, and the e-commerce sector was mostly focused on non-FMCG items. Now, this sector was largely untapped and unseen by many. Groceries were typically bought from nearby vegetable sellers or local shops. However, in 2013, Grofers entered the scene, bringing groceries, baby products, bakery items, and snacks to the e-commerce market. What set them apart was their promise of fast delivery at a minimal price, offering something extra to customers that was previously unheard of. Grofers understood a key loophole. Groceries are items you need quickly to keep them fresh, so they focused on delivering fresh groceries fast. They stuck with solving this problem. However, they still failed because they didn't realize how vast and diverse the market was. In their effort to expand, the company didn't fully consider whether their services would work in smaller cities and towns. In large cities like Delhi or Mumbai, people love the convenience of having groceries like mangoes, lentils delivered to their doorsteps, avoiding the traffic hassle. But in smaller towns like Bhopal or Kochi, customers often prefer to walk to local stores, buying what they need at the moment. Plus, these neighborhood shops offer credit options, something online platforms don't typically provide. This market was then tried to be tapped by a few other brands, but they all couldn't match the potential of the online market. That's when Grofers and Dunzo entered the market in 2020. Grofers came up with its new brand image and name, Blinkit. Considering that it was still the pandemic time, market was in clear need for more options and the demand was skyrocketing. The next year, Swiggy, Instamart and Zepto entered the market. The eventual growth of these industries was considering that this was still a new trend for customers, but launching it in the pandemic period made these apps a must-have for consumers. However, Zepto became one of those brands who tapped the Indian market within just a few years. Zepto was launched by Adit Palicha and Kaivalya Vora, who specialized in ultra-fast grocery deliveries, often within 10 minutes. In 2021, it had partnered with 86 dark stores in 13 areas, completing over 1 million orders. Its success was heavily dependent on usage of cloud shops, micro warehouses strategically placed for quick order fulfillment. And what are these micro warehouses? In simple terms, think of a micro warehouse as a mini storage hub for essentials, placed strategically in neighborhoods so products are always nearby for instant delivery. For example, if you order groceries or snacks online, your order might come from a micro warehouse which is situated nearby your home. And obviously, with such services as we expected next, Zepto by 2024 emerged as a market leader in the quick commerce industry, consistently growing despite a challenging market environment. In August 2023, the company became a unicorn after securing $200 million in Series E funding, raising its valuation to $1.4 billion. Zepto raised $665 million in June and another $340 million in August during its Series G funding round, bringing its total valuation to $5 billion and pushing its total funding to $1.6 billion across 9 rounds. This impressive funding highlights Zepto's rapid growth and the increasing confidence in quick commerce sector. Zepto's success is also a clear example of how the quick commerce industry is attracting significant investment. For instance, Zomato recently invested 300 crore in Blinkit, and Swiggy, which operates Instamart, has successfully launched its IPO on November 6, 2024. These developments further underline the industry's momentum and the growing interest from investors. This fierce competition extends to other major players like Reliance Retail's JioMart and Walmart-owned Flipkart, both eyeing a share of the 10-minute delivery market. Even Big Basket, a pioneer in same-day grocery delivery, has joined the quick commerce race with its service BB Now, despite entering the market later than others. These companies are not just securing massive funding, but they are also competing aggressively to dominate the ultra-fast delivery space. As the quick commerce industry continues to surge ahead, the e-commerce market is starting to show signs of stagnation. This slowdown can be attributed to a few key loopholes in the structure. Firstly, it's warehouses. E-commerce giants like Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa, and Myntra rely on large warehouses to store their inventory before shipping it out. These warehouses are usually massive and located in areas with good connectivity to serve a wide region. In contrast, quick commerce businesses like Zepto and Blinkit use dark stores, smaller, specialized fulfillment centers focused on ultra-fast deliveries. These dark stores are strategically placed within a 2-3 kilometer radius of urban customers to ensure rapid order processing and delivery. As mentioned earlier, the FMCG sector is heavily reliant on quick delivery. When quick commerce brands like Blinkit and Zepto can deliver products in just 10 to 15 minutes, customers naturally begin to question why should they wait for days for a delivery from traditional e-commerce platforms. Funding is becoming a challenge for e-commerce brands, especially as they lose market share to quick commerce. While e-commerce brands are struggling to adjust, quick commerce companies are constantly securing back-to-back funding, which allows them to innovate and refine their strategies. Even if e-commerce platforms try to catch up, quick commerce is usually one step ahead. Repetitive customers. E-commerce platforms primarily focus on non-FMCG items, where customer repeat purchase is not as frequent. However, quick commerce has a higher rate of customer retention and repeat business. Groceries, for example, are something we buy every week or month, making it a consistent need and ensuring that customers return more often. Still, there are a few pointers that make e-commerce giants a good option for some consumers. Variety. When it comes to offering a wide variety of products, it's hard to imagine anything that Amazon and Flipkart can't provide. They have a vast range of sellers, giving customers multiple options for the same product with different prices and reviews to consider. In contrast, quick commerce platforms fall short in this area. They tend to focus more on a limited section, particularly when it comes to groceries or daily essentials. Great discounts and offers. E-commerce brands can offer significant discounts and deals because they store products in bulk, which increases their profit margin. Since they buy in larger quantities, they can afford to pass on the savings to the customers. Quick commerce platforms, however, operate on much slimmer profit margins. With 2 to 5% revenue coming from commissions, their ability to offer large discounts is limited, making it harder for them to compete on price with traditional e-commerce giants. Now, there is one more question that arises at this point. If these quick commerce brands have very low profit margin, then how do they earn money? Let me simplify it for you. 60 to 70% of the revenue comes from commissions. For example, if they are selling a bottle of Coca-Cola, then on that purchase, they take a 2 to 5% commission. 5 to 10% comes from delivery charges. 5 to 10% comes from memberships. For example, Zomato Gold and Swiggy One offer special facilities to their Prime members. Another 5 to 10% comes from its partnerships and collaborations, along with advertisement, be it in-app ads or restaurant partnerships. Now, most of these quick commerce companies might be struggling when it comes to profitability, but there is one company that succeeded in making clear profits in such a messy market.
So I think it's a matter of some number of months before Blinkit becomes bigger than Zomato, and we'll be super proud when it actually happens.
And this brings us to a clear conclusion. Quick commerce is a trend designed for the fast-paced needs for today's generation. Even when we look at competitors like Kirana stores and official company websites, it's hard to believe that they can compete with the market standards unless they drastically upgrade their strategies. Can Amazon and other e-commerce giants adapt, or will quick commerce continue to dominate? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Level Up with Hiral. Ciao for now.